Hello, beautiful people. I am live coming at you today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Friday afternoon and I was about to leave, but I wanted to go live and answer any questions that you have before that I do so. I just created a few new videos. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uncle Matty Daddy has joined us. One of my favorite names out there. Hello, everyone. So, if you don't know me, I'm Josh Goldstein. I'm your favorite immigration lawyer. Hello, Rahel. Welcome. I am happy to be with you and happy to try to answer all your questions. I just made a video about this, but I want to tell you a story that really stuck with me today. I talked to somebody who had a delayed immigration case, and they hired us and we got their case approved. And when they hired us, they told us that before they hired us, they had another immigration lawyer who was ineffective. Rahel is in Chicago. Welcome. City of broad shoulders. I like it. The Windy City. Big Lear, Australia immigration. I love it. Welcome. Anyway, so this guy's immigration case was delayed and he was trying his best to get his immigration case approved. He didn't know what to do. So he hired an immigration lawyer, and the immigration lawyer charged him $2,000, $2,000 to write a letter to the consulate to get the consulate to do something and take action. $2,000 for a letter. Now, it'd be one thing to pay $2,000 for a letter if the problem got solved. Hello, Violet. But writing a letter to immigration is like writing a letter to Santa Claus or the president or the queen or whatever. No one's going to read the letter. No one's going to care. No one does anything. That's just the way it is. So you can write all the letters you want. It's not going to work. And sometimes people want to hire me. They say, Josh, I don't want to file a lawsuit to get my delayed immigration case approved because I'm scared to do that. But will you write them a letter? I'll pay you to write them a letter. I'm not going to take money from you to write a letter to the consulate because it doesn't work. Now, Abbas on Instagram says, hello, I am in Massachusetts and I want an immigration lawyer for SIJ, please. We have offices in downtown Boston. We got you. Reach out to me through the link in my bio. We can help you out with your SIJ case. All right. What else can I do to help? Don't do things that are ineffective. Don't do things that are ineffective. And it's really hard because by the time someone has come to me, they usually have had a lawyer who was no good, who was ineffective. And so here I am coming in and I already am with someone who's skeptical and so on. So now we have Akdong who says, I finally met you online. That's awesome. I'm very happy to hear that. Hi, please. If you're denied asylum in the U.S., can you pull up to Canada and seek asylum there? I am not licensed to practice law in Canada. The capital of Canada is Ottawa, and lawyers have to wear fancy collars there. That's all I know. I don't know anything about the laws in Canada. So I can't offer you advice on Canadian law. I do think if you move to Canada, you should get a very large coat. It's cold. Here's Samir Jadoon. What's the fastest way to come to the U.S.? I'm in the 12th grade. Where are you located? Excuse me. Where are you located, Samir? Let me know in the comments below. All right. TikTok, where is the love? Here we have Toma. Oh, I want this question here. I'm going to try to get this. Toma Piak Tukalajaga. I filed I-751 last year, still married. Should I wait on it for N400 or file at 3 years? File at 3 years. Don't wait. If you like this message, you should give me a follow or let me know in the comments below. Here's someone, Hani says, are you a lawyer? Yes, I am a lawyer. I'm licensed in the state of California, Massachusetts, New York, and Washington State. And I'm working on my application for admission in Oregon in Minnesota right now. So that's my goal for 2022. 2024, I should say. Lisbon, someone from Lisbon joined us. My bucket dream is to go to Lisbon. I have always wanted to go there. I've never been there. I've been all over Spain, but Spain and Portugal are not the same thing, right? Obrigado. Patel says, what about the next visa bulletin movement and final action? Any prediction? You would be a fool to try to predict the immigration bulletin. Who knows what it will do? It's very difficult to determine that. Here's a question from Big Fire Breathing Monster. I love your name. I want to ask you, this is his question, her question. I want to ask you, is a consular officer required by law to inform me and my fiance whether our visa application is approved or denied? I would say yes, they are. They have to give you a decision and they have to tell you what the decision is. They don't have to approve you, but they have to tell you they have to tell you what's going on. They usually don't tell you why. Leap year, glad you're licensed in Massachusetts. I spent my whole career in Massachusetts, living in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And I moved to California about 10 years ago. But regardless of whether I'm in Massachusetts or California, I help people in all 50 states and around the world. Fiji, wow, incredible. I would love to go to Fiji, all these cool places. Although I am an immigration lawyer and I help people move to the US, I'm in love with the world. I want to go everywhere and see everything and do everything. And I want to take my family with me. I always am fascinated by all of this stuff. Here's Nicolo Jr. Domen. Can I apply for asylum without a basis, a claim? I'm not sure what that means. I think you're asking me, can you file for asylum without a valid claim for asylum? You could, but it would be a bad idea because you wouldn't get approved. Maddie shared my live. Thank you. I-601A processing from everything blended. I think the processing is going to be a very long time. Rahel, Josh, my question. Excuse me. Pardon me, I need more sleep. My question, March 14th, 2023, my husband went to the interview. He was refused. They asked me to submit a tax return, and I did that. After hire you, my husband's visa. Let's see your question. Let me know. Here's a question from Gunbivarjabov on TikTok. Let's see. It's a good question. I got to go back to it. Can I file an I-130 if I have a K-1 case that is stuck in administrative processing? Okay. An I-130 is a visa petition based on marriage, or it could be. But the K-1 visa is for people who are not married. So it's either one or the other. If your K-1 visa is stuck in administrative processing and you say, screw it, I don't want to wait for that K-1 anymore, I want to get married, then you have to understand that that K-1 visa is going to be no more. And you're going to have to start over from square one and file a I-130 visa petition for your spouse. You can do that, but you're going to be a year and a half away from getting a visa approved, or even getting an interview, I would say. So let me know. It's not a bad idea, but you just have to know that it's going to mean that that K-1 visa is no more. Okay. Here's Teresa on TikTok. Can I apply for a green card when my asylum is not yet approved? I would need more information. You might be able to do that. I would need more information about that. I mean, Damien asks, someone with no argument other than what's happening in Nicaragua can succeed in an asylum case? No. You cannot get asylum just because the country conditions are bad. You can't say, listen, things are really, really bad in my home country, therefore I want asylum. That's not how it works. That's for TPS. and they don't have TPS for certain countries. Vivian says, "What do you think about advanced parole, and can someone travel around Mexico after entering?" Um, Advanced parole is great, but don't travel until you've been had an immigration lawyer vet your case and tell you, yeah, you can travel. If so, you should go to Mexico. I love Mexico. It's a beautiful country. Mexico City, Monterrey, um, uh, Guanajuato, San Miguel de Allende. Um, so many cool places to see in Mexico. I love it there. Um, how long do I have to? Here's a great question from Nalia Ahmed 6183 on TikTok. How long do I have to wait to file a writ of mandamus? It's been 6 months since my IR1 visa refused in Montreal. Naila, you are ready to go. Let's take care of it and file it on Monday. Let's get you approved. Rahel says, I'm going to go back to her question. She says, husband had his visa March 24th, 2003, went to the interview, was refused. She hired me, which was a great decision, I hope. We'll get to her question. After I hired you, the embassy called my husband to renew the medical exam, and he did it. Okay, that's great. You want them to call you back and do another medical exam. On the one hand, it's frustrating because you have to pay the money and go through the expense of doing another medical exam. But on the other hand, it's what you need to do to get your visa. So that's good. Big fire breathing monster. um, he says, strange. I had a lawyer told me that consular officers are not obligated to notify us of their decision. Anyway, thank you for answering my question. Greetings from Wisconsin. Okay, Wisconsin, I love it. But here's the point, friend. They are not required to tell you exactly why they made their decision. If you are in federal court and you lose a case, the judge has to write something to tell you why she denied the case. But in the consulate, they just check off a box on a worksheet. It's very, very opaque, I should say. Let's take some questions from Instagram here. Walel O'Mahan. I think there's something wrong with Nairobi Embassy. Do you know anything about it? Nairobi Embassy is not good. No. They don't treat people right. They don't give decisions in a reasonable period of time. They don't schedule interviews in a reasonable period of time. If anyone's divorced in Nigeria, they think that they're fraud. It's terrible. Here's a question from somebody on Facebook with a lovely child in their photo. It says, how are you? I'm very good. It says, I have a question. If my wife applied for citizenship and the exam date was set, then I went to the exam and passed the exam. No date was set for the department. Can you change the visa category to citizenship? No, you can't. You have to become a U.S. citizen before you can change the visa category. Does that make sense? Let me know. Here's Cascade. How if Donald T comes back to the office? If Donald Trump becomes president in January 2025, we are so screwed when it comes to immigration. It's going to be no one's going to get a visa or a green card. There's going to be radical problems. Think about all the horrible things that happened during his last presidency. That's just a small taste of what's to come if Trump becomes president. And I think that should create a sense of urgency for everyone. If your case is stuck, let's file a lawsuit and get it approved. If you're waiting around to file for your green card or your citizenship, let's do it. Let's get it done. Haider Ali on YouTube says, case last updated, date changing on SEAC. What does this mean? Kindly explain what it means. The updates on SEAC don't mean anything. They are highly automated and they usually aren't have no meaning whatsoever. So I wouldn't put any stock into that at all. That is the way it goes. Um, so let me know. One thing that's exciting for me on TikTok, I am almost to 50,000 followers. Um, that is exciting. I'm really happy about that. And it's a goal. So if you know anyone who needs help with immigration, share this content with them on TikTok or elsewhere. Let's see here. Give me a follow, please. It says, can I use two incomes for affiliate support, business and personal under one person? I'm not sure what that means. Do you have any news for the Montreal consulate? They're very slow. Yes, my news. You asked this question earlier. I think you're a good candidate to consider a mandamus lawsuit. Um, let's get your visa approved so you can be with your loved ones in the U.S. Let's get your case out of administrative processing. Are lawyers able to contact the U.S. Embassy to find out why my fiance visa is stuck in administrative processing? No, there's no way to figure out why your case is stuck in administrative processing. I've been involved with thousands of lawsuits to challenge administrative processing delays, and never has there been a single case where I've been told why the case is in administrative processing. Here's someone says, what's the fastest way to come to the U.S.? I'm currently in the 12th grade, and I am in Abbottabad, Pakistan. Okay, the best way to come to the U.S. if you're in the 12th grade is graduate from high school, turn at least 18, and then file an application for the DV lottery. I'm not sure whether Pakistan is eligible, but if you are, that would be the best way to do it. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know. Okay, let's go. Here's Sam on TikTok. Will USCIS know if someone has been detained but not fingerprinted, not arrested, no case, no warrant? I think that's a good question, but it's the wrong question. Why don't you just disclose whatever happened, provide some paperwork, and let it go instead of thinking, oh, are they going to know about it? Here's Sarah Rose. Hello, Josh. I'm coming to you from Denver, Colorado. And my husband and his children were all accepted and approved the second week of December. My husband is Nigerian. I'm worried about Trump. What should we do? I'm also worried about Trump. You should vote. You should encourage your friends to vote, and everybody should get out to vote. In terms of immigration, you should take care of business. You cannot control who becomes the next president aside from voting and donating. If he's not getting an appointment, you should contact us and see if we can file a mandamus lawsuit. So his status, this is to Rahel. Rahel, it says status says expiring soon, and I don't know why. Okay, expiring soon. Has anyone ever gotten that message on their visa? If you've gotten the expiring soon message, let me know in the comments below. But here's what you need to know about it. First, if your visa is expiring and you get the expiring soon message, it is probably wrong. Okay? It is probably wrong. But secondly, it's also a very serious message because there's a risk that your visa could be denied through expiration. So what do? First, you contact the NVC and the consulate and you tell them that you got the message and you don't want your case to be expired. Now, Rahel, if you're listening, you're a client of the firm, so you don't have to worry about that. We got you. We do the work on your behalf. Send a message, send an email to us, and we will take care of it for you. We will not let that happen to you. Don't worry about it, but let us know. I mean, it's great to hear from you on the live video, but the team at my firm that's handling your case, they need to know. Here's a user on Facebook who says, Josh, can you please answer my question? Can I expedite an I-751 that's pending for almost 2 years? Okay. Yes, there are techniques you can use to address a delayed I-751. But here's what I want to tell you. My favorite way to deal with a delayed I-751 is to file for naturalization. Why do I say that? First of all, if you were to get your I-751 approved, what's the very next thing you'd do? Most people would apply for naturalization. So consider that. Now, maybe you're not eligible for naturalization. Maybe you don't want to become a U.S. citizen. So I'm just speculating, but that is something to consider. If naturalization is not something you're interested in, yes, we can challenge a delayed I-750. We can get your I-751 resolved. Okay, we can.